So when we were doing the walk around, I was telling you about the Select Track transmission, and it has there's a plus and minus here on the shift knob. When you come to a stop sign here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach over and put you in first gear. So if you look down at your EVIC right below it, it says 1. So as we're taking off, what I want you to do is just keep accelerating and just keep pushing the plus sign, and what it'll do is it'll just shift it through the transmission. So accelerate pretty hard. I mean, go hard. And you can see how this would be beneficial if you're pulling an RV and maybe you're up hunting or something, and you know, maybe the terrain's a little rugged and you need to be able to control your transmission a little bit more carefully. When you want to go back to drive, all you have to do is hold the plus sign and it'll go back to drive.
Okay.
We were talking about the four-wheel drive system, about how it's a shift on the fly. If conditions changed, it started to snow, maybe we hit muddy streets or muddy roads, four-wheel drive system, and you don't really need a 4-high system. You can just shift this lever right here into 4 lock, this little button down here, and it'll go right. It'll shift it into 4 lock, and you'll see it pop up on your dash. A little 4-wheel drive insignia will come up there. That's it.
Yeah, right there.
Probably shouldn't drive it because the streets are dry right now. I'm going to put you back into 2-wheel drive. Really not good for the transaxle and differentials to go on to 4-wheel drive in a dry situation. We talked about the Cummins engineered exhaust brake. It's truly just a matter of pushing the button. Your exhaust brake will come on. You'll see a little caricature show up on your dash.
Yep.
That's telling you the exhaust brake on. It sounds just like a Jake brake on a big truck, except smaller. You hear that brrrr when you slow down. When you're pulling a trailer and you're coming down a mountain, this is going to save your brakes, the wear and tear on your brakes, and your transmission. Really, truly helpful pulling the trailers. Along with the trailer sway control on the truck, gives you really good control pulling equipment or a trailer.
Let's see if we can hear it coming up to the stop sign.
If you get your RPMs way up, here, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wow, that feels like a brake.
Yeah,
it feels like a brake came on.
Yeah, it does. It really slows you down, and you know, you can see how that would be helpful if you're towing something heavy. That really helpful. You know, keeping control of a vehicle. And we're the only ones that have an engineered exhaust brake. Ford nor Chevy have that option. You have to go to a Jake brake or something like that as an option on those trucks. Now you can leave it on all the time. You know, it's really not necessary if you're just doing your day-to-day driving. But there's a lot of deals. You know, people buy these trucks for towing. You know, that's really what it is. It's a vehicle that's used for pulling things and hauling things, and you know, there's several systems in here that really help in that. You know, besides the exhaust brake and the transmission Select Track, you get, you know, a tow haul mode, the Cummins engineered exhaust brake, traction control. It has a comfortable leather wrap steering wheel. You can take it right up here. It feels good on your hands. It's not plastic. You know, it doesn't get sweaty. It feels comfortable in your hands. This has the option of an upgraded stereo system, so you have stereo controls behind the steering wheel, so you can actually control the stereo, volume and to stations and AM, FM, auxiliary. When you come up to it, when you straighten out, really jump on the throttle pretty hard. can feel the horsepower in this truck.
The torque.
Yes, 800 pounds of torque. This truck has a capability of pulling well over 13,000 pounds. Properly equipped, a Dodge truck can pull up to 22,000 pounds. Standard equipment on an SLT is also automatic headlights. So if you just leave your switch in auto, there's a little half dome up there on the dash you can see up there. That's actually a sensor that'll detect the light and turn your lights on and off. Something else we have between Ford and Chevy in our trucks, something between our trucks, if you're comparing, you're going to take a left here. When comparing the big three, when you're comparing Ford, Chevy, and Dodge, our trucks have a shorter turning radius. A lot of people are afraid of big trucks because they think that they're hard to handle and hard to park. But you'll notice this when you take a corner or you go to park it into a parking space, how easily it'll fit into a parking spot. Even in this truck, it's a long bed. Still drives smaller than most people think. It makes it easier to maneuver trailers, backing into spots to dump payload. My bumpy road ride. I picked the streets with the most potholes that were available close distance of the dealership, so it rides smooth. Yeah, it's a big truck, but it still rides comfortably. These are premier pickup trucks, and we sell a lot of this truck. We're in an agricultural area. There are a lot of vineyards here. There are a lot of light industry. We sell a lot of these trucks. There's a lot of things to do out there, kayaking and mountain biking and hunting, and it's a big deal. You notice when you come up to a stop sign and you brake, you can also feel the braking power of this truck. In towing a trailer, really important that you have big brakes. Take it right here. A lot of people are afraid of diesels also because of the noise. Everybody still thinks that, when they think of a Dodge truck and it's a diesel, they think of the old 12 valves that sounded like a garbage truck. They had that clattery. Our engines are very quiet. I mean, we're having a conversation, and I don't know how much you're hearing it, but it's really pretty quiet in here.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's the definite sound, which is a sweet sound.
Yeah, it is. You can tell it's a diesel.
It's just got that really incredible torque feeling when you're driving it. It just feels so smooth and powerful.
Cummins has been around for a long time, and they engineer phenomenal engines. And to be honest with you, I'm proud to be able to sell these trucks. They are a premier truck. When guys know engines and you talk about diesel engines, you're talking about, and you hear the name Cummins, you know it's a tried and true motor. I mean, they put them in big rigs. Doesn't feel big, does it?
No. You don't really feel all that length behind.
Mm-mm.